beating the Philadelphia 76ers as we welcome everybody to Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota. The Hall of Famer, Chris Mullin, NBA champion, former Warrior Darrell Wright, and Bonte Hill. And we got to just start off with the chef. The chef. He's cooking. He's no longer on a heater. I don't even know what kind of adjective you could use right now, Bully, to describe the way Steph Curry's playing.
MVP. That's what he is. He's the most valuable player in the NBA this season. I truly believe that. He just went into historic, history-making performance tonight. The 11th time over 30 points for a player over 33. The only player ever in the NBA to do that. Truly remarkable. And he saved his best for last.
No doubt.
The Warriors were down 1. Steph and Draymond checked back in. Steph Curry exploded and took the game over. And now they have a chance, a good chance to go 4-1 on the East Coast trip, Darrell.
He's on a different planet, Bonte and Mully. That is crazy. I had to stand up on that last three, how he did George Hill. That was so nasty. But he's the closer. And Mully called it. He said they're going to win by 10, and Steph checked back in that game and took over the game, and it was beautiful.
In both halves, the bench did a really good job by keeping the game close. And then when Steph and Draymond checked back in, man, 49. I mean, this guy is on an incredible roll.
No doubt about it. Let's go to Kevon Looney, who also had a solid game, and nobody's going to talk about it because of his teammate Steph Curry. But we bring in Kevon Looney here to Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota. Kevon, last time we talked to you against Memphis, you had a solid game on that first of a back-to-back. Tonight, a career high in rebounds, and then your teammate Steph Curry continued his dominance. Just talk about, first of all, the team win to get out of there in Philadelphia, guarantee yourself a winning road trip.
It was a good win. You know, it's always hard to win on the road. We had a tough loss last game. We bounced back. You know, Steph put on the show, and our team played great defense the whole game. We were solid, and we gave ourselves a chance to win at the end, and Steph delivered.
Looney, what's up, man? It's D. Wright. Congrats on the win. I thought you did a great job guarding Embiid, and it looked like you guys were locked in on the game plan. Can you talk about what was the game plan going into tonight?
Yeah, you know, we wanted to make it tough for him, give him a lot of different looks. You know, he's a great player, and I feel like as a team we did a great job defending him. He still probably had like almost a triple-double, but it's all we could do is make it tough on him, make him work for every bucket. And I think we executed our game plan. Guys were talking. Draymond did a great job communicating on the backside and make sure everybody was in the right spot. And we did what we had to do.
Lunas, Mully, congratulations. Great job defensively. You made Embiid work all night long. Let me ask you this. What is it like? Steph Curry just became the first player in NBA history to score 11 times 30 points per game over 33. What's it like being on the floor with such greatness?
It's amazing. He puts on a show every night. You know, when I came into this league, I got to see something great. In my first year playing with him, I think nothing could top that. And this year, he seems to keep getting to new levels and keep getting better and better every year. So just amazing to be able to share the court with him and see him set new records and break the game. So it's just amazing out there. And I feel like whenever we do our job, he's gonna give us a chance to win any game. So he's a great player and one of probably the most exciting players ever.
And Kevon, you get, a career high in rebounds, 15 tonight. Just talk about the overall vibe right now with the team, because it seems like you guys are playing with a pep in your step. You're playing your best basketball right now here as we head into the playoffs with 14 games left.
Yeah, you know, we've just been riding the hot hand. Steph been getting it going since he's been back since the injury. We know it's a crucial time part of the season, making this playoff push, and every game matters. So we're just going out there and compete. We're starting to get our health back right, and we're starting to play better, and just got to keep it rolling.
Hey, Kevon, congratulations on a great game, a great team win. We'll see you Wednesday night against the Washington Wizards.
All right, thank you.
Kevon Looney here on Warriors Postgame Live as we look at the crunch time tape. And here in the fourth quarter, it started with Steph Curry with that three here at Bully. Bang, Darrell, you see that splash? Ooh. And then the desperation right here by Joel Embiid. Great defense by Looney. The forced that miss, and then, of course, Steph Curry. That's what he just took over this basketball game.
Back-to-back two-man game plays with Draymond, with Embiid involved in the pick and roll. He's too far off. Steph knocks down 2 threes. Here's just a beautiful pinpoint pass by Draymond Green in transition. That sealed the game, but 2 great calls to get Embiid involved in the pick and roll, and that was just Steph Curry just dancing on George Hill, knocking down another 3-point shot. But I thought when Steph and Draymond checked back in, they targeted Embiid to put him in the pick and roll. He was too far off. Steph got 2 open, clean looks. And then Draymond in transition, Andrew Wiggins outrunning Embiid for the layup in transition, sealed the game.
Yeah, and I thought they did a great job with showing multiple bodies to Embiid at the end of the game. And that kind of, frustrated him a little bit. He turned the ball over a few times, took some bad shots like you just showed right there. But they did a great job with showing them multiple bodies and making everything hard on them at the end.
We talked pregame. Both Kevon Looney and Draymond Green, they rooted Embiid off the block just enough so the double team could get there. He wasn't getting deep post catches, and then he was a little indecisive. I don't think he has as much confidence, obviously, in the players that played tonight as would be Tobias Harris or Ben Simmons. So a little indecision there. And then just great team defense. They rebounded well. Embiid had big numbers, but his efficiency wasn't there because of the Warriors' defense.
Yeah, he had to work for it, and he may have gotten the MVP award snatched away from him by Stephen Curry tonight in Philadelphia. His 21st career game with at least 10 threes made in the basketball game. That's the 4th time in the last week Steph Curry has done that. The Western Conference Player of the Year with 49 tonight. And as you said, Willie, 11 straight games of 30-plus, surpassing Kobe Bryant tonight. And Darrell, you watched a lot of Kobe Bryant. You played with Steph Curry. Have you seen anything like the run he's having right now?
No, I haven't. Steph is on a different planet, like I said in the opening. Only thing he did wrong tonight was miss that free throw at the end. But
get 50?
To get 50. That's the only thing he did wrong.
Burger.
But the basketball he's playing, he's so smart. He just takes whatever the defense, I keep saying this, he just takes what the defense gives him. He knows how to, navigate through the game and find his shots when he's needed.
The record he just set speaks for itself. No one ever in the history of the NBA has ever done that. So that speaks for itself. But, the big numbers, points, the efficiency.
Yes.
And the fact that coming into each and every game, that's all the opposing defense is worried about is Steph Curry. He's making a mockery of NBA defenses. No
doubt, 14 of 28 tonight. Think about this over his last 6 games. He is 54 of 98 from the three-point line. That is 55%, folks, in the last 6 games from the three-point line.
Say that again. How many has he made?
54 threes out of 98 attempts in the last 6 games.
6 games?
6 games.
That's insane.
54.
That's insane.
That's 90 games.
When you say that, you sound like you're crazy. Like
I feel like I'm crazy. Am I on drugs? What's going on here? Because what Steph Curry's doing, averaging 43 last week alone to win Western Conference Player of the Week.
The greatest pacer.
Yes, no doubt about it. And you see the Warriors here up a half game on the Spurs, but they'll end up tying it after beating the Pacers. Now a game and a half behind Memphis. Memphis takes on Denver tonight in the Mile High City. Of course, and then Dallas is slipping here as they lost to the Sacramento Kings last night. Luka Doncic was getting handcuffed by your little bro, DeLon, right there in the 4th quarter as the Sacramento Kings does the Warriors a favor here. But we got to talk about Stephen Curry, because this was just ridiculous what he did tonight as we look at his 11th straight game of 30-plus points. His 21st game of 10 made threes over the course of his career. Second place is Klay Thompson with 5. That's 6 this season. 4 the last week, Darrell.
It's crazy how locked in he is. To come to the game and just, be that locked in for this long period of time is so impressive. And just to stand alone up there with 21 games is even more impressive.
Look at those names.
Look at those names right there. 11 straight games, 33 or older.
Wow.
And a lot of people said, look at this birth certificate. Can Steph Curry play like he did in 2016 when he won unanimous MVP? Well, guess what? He's playing better than he did in 2015-16, surpassing Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. That's just sick here, Bully. Look at the moves here on little bro. Watch out, give me my airspace. And he leaves it up there. Danny Green, no shot to guard him. And we saw George Hill, as Darrell said, put on a blazer. I mean, he disrespected his entire family with that last move in the 4th quarter.
No, he just put to rest. I'm the oldest and the best Curry, so everyone step aside. I love all my family. It's a family affair, but I'm the guy, number 30. And look, the great Magic Johnson put out that it's a 3-man race. Steph Curry,
Jokic,
and Embiid.
Yep.
Well, tonight on the court, who is the MVP? By far.
Steph Curry.
By a marathon.
Not even close.
Okay? And he's playing shorthanded.
Right.
There we go.
And here's Magic Johnson, the former teammate on the
Thank
Dream
you,
team.
Magic.
Will the real MVP
Magic knows something about
up?
MVPs.
He knows. He's got 3 of them.
He knows the deal.
He's got 3 of them. He's got 3 of them.
Okay,
Irving Magic Johnson.
So you know what happened tonight?
What's that?
The real MVP stood up.
Yes.
No doubt.
Steph Curry.
How will the voters look at this, though? Will the voters see this and say, well, the Warriors are still 9th in the West. They're 500. We don't know if we can write in Stephen Curry. Embiid and the Sixers have the best record in the East. Denver's a top 5 seed in the West. How will the voters look at this? Because how can you ignore what he's doing? You take Steph Curry off this basketball team, I don't know if we're up here talking about a Golden State Warriors win.
If I had a vote, I'm looking at who's the most valuable player to their team. And if you look at these teams, you know, with Klay Thompson going out early, he's the most valuable to his team. His team is in this position because of what he's done on a night-to-night basis. So I'm rolling with Steph Curry all day just because of what he's done for his team.
All those players are consideration for MVP, no question. It's not to put anyone down. But what Steph Curry's doing is historic. You see the numbers. It's not just this season. It's never happened before in the history of the NBA. And as Darrell said, this is a team without Klay Thompson that had very low expectations.
Right.
You can make a case Denver is underachieving.
Right.
Dallas is underachieving. Yep. You know, there's some teams that just, for whatever reason, haven't played as well. Steph Curry, coming off an injury, only played 5 games last year, has skyrocketed back to the stratosphere, even for him, performance-wise. So to me, he's the MVP.
And this is coming off a tailbone contusion, and he was moving around gingerly against Chicago when he first came back and scored 32. A couple times he fell early in that stretch in Miami.
He sprained his ankle last game. He was on the floor.
I know. He scored 47 in that one and 49 tonight. The only disappointing thing he's going to say is, I could have had 50 had I made my free throw. And he's a great free throw shooter. But think about that. He comes back from the tailbone contusion. He's walking around gingerly. He's taking charges. Mully's screaming, don't take a charge on the rest of the season.
He hasn't taken one in a while.
Don't take one. He hasn't taken one in a while. He hasn't taken one in a while.
Cut that out.
He's been lighting the league on fire, averaging nearly 40 over his last 11. So it doesn't seem like it's going to slow down anytime soon over the next 14.
I'm just a little mad that if he didn't go down with that tailbone, where these numbers would be right now. That's what I'm thinking about. But the way he's been playing, the way he's been approaching every single game, the leadership, and he's just bringing his guys along.
He's playing so well. It almost looks like the opposing defenses are saying, we can't stop him. You know what I mean? And I know they're not, but that's what it looks like. Because he's just making a mockery and a joke out of these opposing defenses. And all the while, he's opening up his teammates all over the floor, letting Wiggins thrive. And Damian Lee tonight, just giving these guys open looks, letting them play 4-on-3. And it's just amazing coming into each and every game what he's able to do with the opposing team. Just the exclusive goal is to shut him down. And the role he's been on, obviously, it's historic. It has never been done before.
And it took him 6 minutes and 31 seconds to score tonight in tonight's game. He got off to a rocky start and heated up late with 20 fourth-quarter points. Let's hear from his head coach, Steve Kerr, on the big win for the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry's historic night.
Hey, almost becoming overkill asking you about Steph, but, you know, he's continuing to just break records, you know, leave people with their jaws wide open. What can you say about how he played again tonight and just what he's been doing, kind of willing your team along with, you know, others, obviously, to play so well over the last, you know, 5-6 games?
I don't know what else to say. You know, you guys ask me after every game what I think of Steph and his performance, and it's whatever I said last game, just use that tonight. Because it's the same thing after every game. It's just utter amazement at this guy's skill level, heart, mind, focus. It's just amazing to watch.
And how big was this win tonight? And the way you guys have been playing as of late and how you're trending towards this stretch run of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we need every win we can get, you know, and we've been playing well, really well now for the last couple of weeks. And so we're in a good groove. There's a really good spirit and energy with the team right now. I think the guys feel it. And we're getting great contributions up and down the roster. I thought Loon tonight was kind of the unsung hero. Obviously, the story was Steph, but, you know, and I always know that Draymond is going to defend like a demon the entire game, which he did. But, you know, Looney guarding Embiid for most of his 33 minutes had 15 boards, countless wonderful defensive rotations and challenges, without fouling. I thought Looney was tremendous.
You're obviously living in the moment with this Steph stretch, but do you think at all about just the historical nature of what he's doing just statistically right now from three and just in general?
Yeah, Raymond keeps me up to date on all that stuff. So I understand that's, 21 career games with 10 or more threes. And Clay is second with 5, and Steph's had 4 in the last 5 nights. So mind-boggling stuff.
Have you ever seen a performance like the stretch of games that Steph is on right now?
Not from a shooting standpoint. I've seen I've seen Kobe Bryant. Early in his career had a stretch where he went nuts, and obviously Michael Jordan had some stretches where he just scored like crazy. But obviously nobody's ever shot the ball like this in the history of the game. And even by Steph's own lofty standards, this is above and beyond.
Steve, are you approaching this like a no-hitter? I mean, what do you even say to him at this point?
Nice shot.
You mentioned Kevon Looney and Draymond Green. And how encouraging is it to see when you have such a limited amount of bigs do this against one of the best centers in the league? Does it kind of make you not relax against other teams, but just reassure you even more that you can get it done with just 2 bigs right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's, the biggest thing with Loon is that he's healthy. This is a guy who has helped us win playoff games and finals games. So we knew what we had in Loon. We just didn't know if he could stay healthy. Last year was a really tough year for him. So it's so great, amidst all these crazy injuries we've had over the last 3 years, to see Kevon healthy and playing the way he is just awesome. And then Draymond is Draymond. He's one of the great defenders in the history of the game. I think he's the best defender in the game today because of what you have to do as a big these days, guarding pick and roll, switching onto the perimeter, protecting the rim, helping. Draymond is incredible. So those 2 guys are holding it down for us right now.
What's it been like to have the fans back in the arena as you've been on the road lately?
It's huge. There's just a different energy in the building, and it's so nice. And it's a reminder that we're slowly but surely getting through this pandemic. But it's wonderful to hear the fans and hear the oohs and the ahs when Steph's making a shot, or the cheers for the Sixers when they're doing something. And it's just, this is how it's supposed to be. So I really look forward to when everybody's back.
How do you think you see the Sixers going forward the rest of the season after playing them twice? Sixers? Yes.
I really like their chances. They were obviously severely shorthanded tonight without Ben and Harris. So that's not that wasn't their team. They were shorthanded, and if they're healthy, they're really good. They're a great two-way team. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league, and they cause a lot of problems offensively too. So it's a hell of a team.
Steve, how do you feel as the coach when you see a defense that's deciding not to double Steph?
Well, it's it's easier said than done, Marcus. And I just, when you commit 2 to the ball against Steph, you have to do it at half court. So it's not like any other traditional superstar that you got to send 2 maybe at the 3-point line or at the elbow, and you can pull your defense in. If you're going to send 2 to Steph, you have to send 2 to half court, and then these are NBA players. 4-on-3 is pretty easy. So having said that, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody does that soon.
How did you like the element of Kelly off the bench tonight and how he contributed?
I thought Kelly was great. He stayed ready. He brought energy. He used his athleticism and his length, made some good defensive plays, and he was good. Especially for having missed the last couple of weeks. So it's good for him to get his legs back.
Steve, you've seen different players in different sports sort of run run roughshod over their sports. I mean, Tiger in golf for a while, Usain Bolt in track. But what Steph is doing as coach, you're watching this in live action. Have you seen anything like that, even in any sport, where somebody is just making a mockery of the opponent at times?
Michael Jordan.
In the last 20 years, anybody?
Okay. Since MJ, probably not. Not like this.
Steve,
A little bit later, we expect to hear from Stephen Curry on his big, if not on this show, you'll hear it on the Warriors Outsiders after the game. And Mully has the MVP up right there. MVP, 49
100%.
points tonight. We got to talk about the others for a second, Mully. No, MVP, we know it. Put that down for a second, Mully. Let's talk about some of the others.
Okay.
Talk about some of the others.
Okay.
Kelly Oubre Jr. was back tonight.
Yes, he was.
Coming off the bench, and he showed some energy for the Warriors. And you know what? Well, who knows? He may be in the starting lineup soon, but that move right off the bench there to set the tone for himself. Looking at his head. Look at the fans there. I want to know who those were. They were feeling themselves. Look at the little man
small,
right there.
baby.
Too small, Kelly.
Tsunami Poppy with the finish. Let's go.
Look at that, 9 points, Darrell, 2 for 6. Not a great night, but in 22 minutes, so a lot of energy there and defense, and I thought he helped out that second unit.
Yeah, I thought he played great tonight. Come off the bench the first time all season. He responded to it well. He wasn't out there looking like he was upset about it, so he approached the game the right way, professionally, and he contributed tonight, and they needed him. So I think moving forward, he'd definitely get back in that starting lineup for sure.
Well, pregame, we weren't sure if Steph or Oubre were going to play.
Right.
And we thought Simmons was going to play. So you take out Simmons and Tobias Harris and plug in Steph Curry and Kelly Oubre. That's a pretty good upgrade.
It's not bad.
Oubre wound up playing 21 minutes.
Right.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows? But, Darrell, sometimes the coach, you go back to your old team. So he's going back to Washington, a team that he started with. Maybe they plug him back in. But either way, he played a great game. And they need him.
They do need him. You were talking about a family affair, Mully. We know about Steph, Seth, but don't forget about the brother-in-law tonight. Damian Lee, he said, I want in on the family action. 32 minutes tonight. He played a lot of minutes, played there in the fourth quarter. 12 points. He was a perfect 5 for 5 in the first half, but the 6 rebounds there, 2 turnovers. That's it. Damian Lee was big for the Warriors off the pitch, especially in that first half, Darrell.
I thought those 12 points was huge in that first half, and he contributed. He brought the energy. He came in with Oubre at the same time. He took his shots with confidence, and he knocked them down. So I thought those minutes he played tonight were great.
The bench was very effective tonight, and it's always important. We're always watching when Steph leaves the game, what's going to happen. Can they hold the lead? Can they not dig so much a bigger hole? And in the first half, Damian Lee was great. 12 points, 6 rebounds. He's a smart player, scrappy. He's always helping on the rebounds, so he's a confident shooter. When he's open and he lets that 3-ball go, you feel like he's going to go in.
Back where he played his college ball at Drexel.
That's right.
Out there in Philadelphia. So he had a good night as well as Kevon Looney, who we interviewed off the top of the show. Kevon Looney has been playing really well, especially since James Wiseman went down with the torn meniscus in his right knee. He's been forced to step up, and Looney has stepped up. He's not going to do it when it comes to points per game, but the rebounding and being in position and making it tough on these bigs here, Darrell, making it tough on Embiid, making it tough on Jokic. Looney is playing some good basketball right now.
Another veteran player on this team that does so much that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. I thought he did a great job on Embiid tonight. Him being a smaller big man tonight, he made it hard on him. He forced him out, just like Mully mentioned, forced him off the block, and his help came, to trap him and surprise him. So I thought Looney did a great job, career high, 15 rebounds, so that means he was very active tonight. So, I thought he played some great minutes as well.
Career high 15 rebounds stands out, of course. That's an incredible job on the boards, and the Warriors won the rebound battle, which is big when you're playing small.
+3.
But I think what Steve Kerr said, he looks healthier. He's playing more minutes. You see him getting some tip-ins. He's moving well. And the defense on Joel Embiid. Yeah, he got 28 points, but he had to go 8 for 21 from the field. Inefficient. And that's because Draymond and Kevon Looney were fighting him, rooting him off the block. He wasn't getting deep catches, which allowed the double teams to come to, get into that shot clock. And as they swung the ball, I thought he just showed a little lack of trust without Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris out there.
And great screen setting as well. Loon is physical out there, set his screens, freeing up.
And he knows who to get open.
No doubt he does. Now you can get the MVP back up, Mully, here as we go to break. MVP will be speaking next. Here's Steph Curry. Dropped 49 big ones and 10 threes. We're here from the chef. coming up here on Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota.
Warriors Postgame